People really are relying on us for important information.
This is going to be bad.
Almost everyone in this community has evacuated.
I just don't think anybody knew how many thousands of people were going to be affected.
This is the strongest storm to hit the Texas coast since Carla, and this is going to be one for the books, and it's just getting started.
We started talking about Harvey probably a week and a half out.
Houston could potentially be hit with something.
But none of us had any clue.
There is Harvey right now making landfall.
It went downhill really fast.
Rockport's decimated. Port Aransas is decimated. It's like a bomb went off.
They were the ones that got the brunt of the storm. The wind just blew apart buildings.
There is a mandatory evacuation order in effect. It's been
To be there when that storm made landfall, to feel its strength was a challenge.
Harvey was going to take over the greater Houston area and really the entire Texas Gulf Coast.
I mean, as a person, you go into panic mode, but as a journalist, you have to go into how am I going to disseminate information and how am I going to keep the people in my viewing areas safe?
People really want information when there's something that could be threatening them and their families, and broadcasters are the ones who step into the breach and provide that information.
So we went into hyperdrive in terms of telling people how to prepare.
It's the flood potential that we're concerned with.
What made the storm so bad was the sheer amount of rain and for how many days it rained.
At the start, some of the higher numbers were in the 30s, but when that 50 came out there, I just could not conceive what that would look like.
When you see those numbers coming in, they seem absurd, they seem impossible, but somebody's going to flood. Look down, and here comes a little bit of water.
There you go.
Yeah, that's Buffalo Bayou.
So we go to the top of the stairs overlooking the lobby, and there's a waterfall coming through the front door.
No one could have ever anticipated that this storm would knock us off the air.
We went from the flooded KHOU studios, and then just a few hours later, we all drove over here to Houston Public Media, and we were back on the air.
And we did it with duct tape and whatever else it took. It was our most difficult hour, and it was our finest hour.
I don't think anybody was truly ready for it to sit where it sat and just keep drawing that rain up on us.
The reservoirs filled up so quickly, and then the release had to come. People who didn't get flooded by the rains suddenly got flooded by the release from the reservoirs, and it was heartbreaking to watch.
Residents near the Brazos River, again, take immediate action. Fort Bend County Judge Robert Hebert has upgraded the voluntary evacuation order.
911 is overwhelmed.
People panicking, calling for help.
We, like so many other families out there, we're just stuck.
They promised us that people were coming to help, but there just weren't enough resources.
I said, can we ask private individuals to get involved? She said, I don't think we have any other choice.
I went back on the air and said, this is what the sheriff has told me, that it's beyond them. They need people helping rescue people.
When we put the word out, within probably 2 hours, boats are everywhere.
You saw Good Samaritans coming out with their rafts, with their jet skis, with their fishing boats, and pulling people to safety.
This is actually an apartment complex that is completely underwater.
So that first day, we went right to a neighborhood that was underwater, and we began helping with water rescues there.
Our car was gone within an hour. It happened so fast.
At the beginning of the storm, it was about getting people out.
The second part of the story begins, which is the slow road to recovery.
This is really when it means something special and when it's expected of broadcasters.
We have to continue to tell the stories of people who are rebuilding their lives.
And they are taking donations for all of Southeast Texas.
Hurricane Harvey changed the role of the radio station. Now you become this information source for the community.
We have some drop points for supplies that are going to be shipped down to Houston.
They hear the passion in our voice for this, and they see the hours that we're putting in, and people see that we're also committed to what they're committed to.
When Michael Berry called for that yesterday, I'm telling you, it was incredible, the number of people who started delivering thanks to the HPOU.
I feel like our jobs as first informers are paramount. They need us.
The role of the local media in a disaster like this is to really be a lifeline for our viewers.
and it's almost an instinct. You go out and you do it and you cover it because this is something that affects not only you personally or your family, but also millions of people.
You're their eyes and ears, and they're sitting at home. If they had power, they were tuned in.
I think we saved lives, and that's not something you get to do every day.
We did our job, and we're going to keep doing our job until someone ever cuts us off the air.